Hello, my friend, and welcome to Sharing Calm. My name is Sydney. Today, I have a restorative yoga practice for you that is about 30 minutes in length. If you can, I want you to make sure that you have some kind of cushions or pillows for yourself. So I have two bolsters, but if you have just pillows from your bed, two pillows like that, big cushions from your couch, something along those lines, definitely have that nearby. Might also want some kind of a blanket. And in addition to those things, either blocks or a chair, like a kitchen chair. I'm going to support our head in some postures at the beginning. So a sturdy chair, not with wheels on the legs, might work instead of blocks for you. And in addition to all of those things, if you have some sort of an eye pillow, or even if it's just a scarf or a small towel, something to close your eyes, that might be beneficial to you in your practice. This practice is intended to be useful in times of stress, or if you're feeling a lot of fatigue in your life right now, this practice might serve you in particular. In restorative yoga, the goal is simple. We are giving our bodies and our minds the space to soften and relax. It might not go perfectly. It might take until the very last second of the practice to feel an ounce of peace, but there is a lot of good happening beneath the surface, even if you don't feel it right away. I hope that this practice serves you in some way, but I want to stop chatting and get right into it. When we come into each of our postures, the couple of postures at the beginning we won't be holding for as long, but I still want you to think about finding support for your body. So while there might be some minimal stress in the body just by using the body to hold the positions, I'm not seeking you to feel some sort of intense stretch or intense strength being built in these postures. So you can always leave them out and simply lie down, especially for these first two shapes. Once I bring you into the poses, I'll mostly be silent, giving, again, you that space without the noise even from me. And then we'll come out of the postures after we hear a bell ding, and then I'll guide you out and into the next pose until we get to the completion of our practice today. So we're starting with a wide-legged posture, standing. So coming up onto your feet to begin. Here's where you might be utilizing either blocks or a chair if you don't have blocks. So the blocks are intended to be support for your head, depending on your kind of natural flexibility, would depend on the height of whatever support it is that you may need. You might need multiple things. But the idea here is to bring the legs, the feet wide, wider than hips distance apart. Bring the hands down either onto the ground, onto books or stools or other blocks. Then to bring the head, the very top of the head, to rest down onto whatever support it is that you've chosen. And this support, as I said, might be a chair, a bench, or your couch, something totally different from blocks. Just finding a way to support the head so that the weight of the upper body can kind of rest down into that support. If you're feeling a lot of stretch through the backs of the legs and you're seeking less, then lifting the head up higher, lifting your support, increasing whatever it is that you have your head resting upon. We'll be here for a few minutes if you need to take breaks by lifting up halfway through the spine, extending it long, or coming down onto the ground, seated or lying down, you're always welcome to exit any of these postures early. Once you've found your setup, inviting the eyes to close, inviting yourself to simply be. Start to lift your head up from whatever it was on. Might walk your feet in a little closer, eventually allowing yourself to bend the knees and come all the way down, taking your time as you start to lift your head up higher than the hips once again. And we'll move now into one of two options. Option one, you can find a supported child's pose with your big toes together, knees open wide. You might like to take one of your cushions, your pillows, your bolsters underneath the torso, and then resting the forehead down. Maybe you put one cheek down instead of the forehead. You can always add extra cushioning underneath the belly, underneath the chest as you need, depending on the height that your body needs. As a second option, a little bit similar to our first pose, but somewhat active, just to bring some energy to help pull your mind away from the feeling of silence for a moment. A supported downward facing dog. So for downward facing dog, feet about hips distance apart, hands about shoulders distance apart, bringing the head down onto something to support some of the weight of the upper body. So it's not just all in the arms, all in the shoulders. Let your head rest onto blocks. You might choose to do this with a chair where your arms are more so reaching for the back of the chair. Your forehead is resting on the chair. Wherever you've chosen to be, just be right there. If your knees are lifted in downward dog, lowering them to the ground. Finding your way into any comfortable seat just for a few breaths. Feeling that peak of energy for a moment, coming back down. We'll make our way gradually towards more supine postures now, reclining on the back. And this first pose that we will take is a supported bridge pose, a variation of a supported bridge pose, where we lie the entire body across cushions, across pillows, across something soft to lift the body up. So the feet all the way to the chest, and the shoulders and the head will come down onto the ground on the opposite side. So the easiest way to get into this, I find, is to lie out my cushions first, come to sit onto them with the legs extending forward. And you might like to utilize your blanket in this pose, so it's possible if you have one, now's the time to unfold it, wrap it around the legs. And as you extend the legs forward, especially if you're using a blanket, might be a nice time to tuck the blanket in around the legs. And what this does is it allows the legs to feel held, like they're not going to fall off the sides of the bolster. And then gently, gradually letting yourself lie back. If your shoulders are off the ground, this is where you would likely adjust, scooting yourself up enough towards your head that it allows your shoulders to be on the ground. But the vast majority of your back otherwise is supported by whatever cushioning you have underneath you. And if you are wearing glasses, if you're like me, now would be the time to remove those so the weight of the glasses frames on your face is not distracting. However, if you have some sort of eye pillow, eye cushion, eye cover, you may place that over your eyes here. And once you have everything set up, everything in the right place, letting the shoulders and the arms relax down and out. If there's any parts of the body that feel like they are not supported, then it's possible in these first few moments you shift, you adjust, you add extra pillows, cushions, blankets, wherever you see fit. And we'll be here in this shape for 10 minutes total, so under that now. trust that there really is nothing else to do other than noticing the ways that your body would like to be supported and giving your body that support. And then letting go as best you can of movements, of fidgeting, of adjusting. And allow yourself to soften, soften, soften. Inhale the breath in. And start to gradually shift your way out of this position, removing your eye pillow, and letting yourself roll to the side, slowly, safely, with control off of the props. Just take a few breaths lying on your side, using your arm as a pillow or one of your cushions as a pillow for under the head, just for a moment. And press your way up off of your side so you can move props out of the way to set yourself up for shavasana, for your final resting pose. You might still like to utilize one of your cushions, one of your pillows underneath the knees, just about right where the legs bend at the knees. You may still like to utilize your blanket to cover the body up, but this time letting the back lie flat onto the ground, a neutral spine. Depending on your neck, it might feel better to have the head lifted up onto some kind of pillow here as well. Leave that up to you. And then bringing your eye cover, your towel, your scarf, whatever it is that you have, back over the eyes. Right away, back into stillness, back into softness. Nothing else to do here. Just settling into your inner world, beyond all the needs of whatever is outside. For this time, just be with yourself. Start to bring your awareness back to your body, back to this room, back to your breath. Inhaling the breath in and exhaling the breath out. Start to move the body. You can move really slow, wiggle the fingers and the toes, roll the wrists and the ankles. Slowly removing whatever eye cover you have. Welcoming back the light of the room. Eventually letting yourself bend at the knees. Slowly roll to the side. You can rest for longer on your back or on your side if you'd like. Otherwise, pressing your way up to sitting all the way back up. All the way tall through the spine. For a moment more, you might close the eyes once again, or just a really soft gaze. Hands in the lap or hands at the heart. A gesture of gratitude for your practice, for yourself, for this life. As always, gratitude from me to you out there. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your space, your energy, what little there might be for you today. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of a sense of space to recharge if you're feeling depleted. Like I said, if you're feeling fatigued. I know I've been pretty tired lately, and honestly, that flew by for me. That time, 30 minutes, seemed like so fast. I feel like I could do this 3 more times and really give myself what I need. So if that's you, then maybe just lay back down, either start the video over or set a timer for yourself and spend a little bit more time. It is not selfish to rest. We need to rest. We need to charge and balance and care for our systems and our bodies in order to be who we're wanting to be in our lives. If we aren't recharged, then we end up reacting in ways that we never intended to. We aren't able to act from a grounded and clear mind when the mind feels stressed or anxious or overtired, overworked, burnt out. I really do hope that this helped you in some way. If you have any questions about your practice, don't hesitate to ask down below. If you liked this restorative yoga sequence and want more, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos. I release a new practice every Monday of every week. Until I see you again, have a great week ahead. Goodbye, my friends.